This is the Roccat Kone Pro Air, and this is the Xenics Titan GT Air. You might think, oh, it's an off-brand Kone clone, surely it's just going to be a cheap knockoff that sucks. But does this actually suck? Could this be a superior Kone? Somehow has an unknown brand outdone Roccat, the pioneers of this design? Well, I've been using this mouse for a few weeks and have been grinding very hard with it. I can confidently tell you if this is the superior Kone, or should I say clone. When I think of the Kone, I think of a Kone Pure Ultra. This was peak Kone. This was light and at the time had great internals. Instead of just making this and cutting the cable, what Roccat did was they made this. And then they made this. And now this. But luckily, a Korean brand called Xenics has given us what we've all been waiting for. The Kone Pure, but wireless, because Roccat won't. The dimensions of the GT Air is pretty much identical to the Kone Pure, but for those that are unaware, it's 119mm long, 69mm wide and 39mm tall, and it weighs just 67 grams. Now I know what some of you are thinking already, it has holes in it, I don't like it already. Well, shut up. Look, the holes are gone. Back to the shape now. This is an ergonomic design which I found can be used with all grip types because of its small size. I would however say that claw grip in this mouse is probably the least comfortable, just because on the right side of the mouse it goes in a bit and the side button placement is also not optimal, making some parts hard to reach. What it does excel at though is palm and fingertip grip. For palm grip you get the lovely curves from the shape almost guiding your hand into an optimal position. The mouse just feels like it slots into my hand almost naturally. My thumb makes use of the thumb groove, everything just feels brilliant. I will say though that the mouse is a bit short, so for those with bigger hands it might not be ideal, but those with smaller hands might be delighted at the small ergonomic design. You can somewhat already see how there's a lot of space on my hand that is just resting on the mouse pad now in comparison to the Roccat Kone Pro Air. For fingertip grip, I find it comfortable to use as well. My fingers just sit on it. My ring and pinky fingers hold on to the right side. My thumb is secured on the left side on top of the buttons, and that's it. Everything is within reach and feels natural. The comfort continues with the coating as well, with a soft matte coating that is also available in white. This coating doesn't seem to be sticky at all, but if you want a bit of coolant on your palm, you can just swap to the back that has holes in it. Thankfully, this is very easy as they are magnetic, so they just pop on and off. Oh, what's that? Look, it's a USB dongle port. How nice. Is there enough room to fit a Gamer Treat in here? Yes. Look at that, it's an M&M. Yummy. So already this mouse is starting to look good. Surely it's not going to be disappointing like me and my other videos. Now we enter into the more make or break parts of a gaming mouse. The main mouse 1 and 2 switches are using Omrons, which are rated for 20 million clicks. There's very limited information about this mouse, very little information about this mouse in English, so I'm not sure on the exact details of the type of Omrons these are. Despite this, Omrons used to be the go-to mouse switch and are still favoured by some. I do think these ones are stiffer than the normal ones. They do feel a bit crispier and heavier to what I remember from Omrons, but as I don't know what they are, I could just be talking rubbish. Anyway, the side buttons also feel really nice to use as well. They are reachable with a roll of the thumb when palm gripping the mouse. When I fingertip the mouse, my thumb just rests on the side buttons, and both of them can be used very easily by just tilting my thumb slightly. Lastly, there is a scroll wheel. Now I have very high standards and regrettably this wheel does not reach them. The mouse 3-click is fine, but the scroll is a bit too soft for my liking. It's too easy for it to be caught in between the notches, which just isn't great. Apart from that, it feels quite solid, so it's a bit of a shame it just doesn't have the same kind of consistent polish as the other features. The sensor is using the new Pixar 3395. It's a great sensor. It will do what you need it to do very well. From my time using it, I haven't noticed anything weird or off whilst playing, so it's been great. Finally, to finish the mouse off, you get some chunky PTFE pads at the bottom of the mouse, including a sensor ring. This has felt super smooth on all the mouse pads I've tried, mainly the Fanatic Dash, Faxi Outset, and Zowie GSR. In the box, you obviously get a spare back, a Type-C cable, and a USB dongle adapter as well. Oh yeah, and sorry, I forgot about this part. There's RGB. Hopefully this satisfies your needs. So how does this mouse carry over when playing games, and what are my thoughts on it? Honestly, I love this mouse. I think it's amazing. Playing with it has been excellent. It performs as expected from a high tier gaming mouse. It feels comfortable when playing to the point where I hardly ever have to lift my hand off the mouse to adjust my grip or even get a bit of air to the palms. I have mentioned the scroll wheel lacking in quality in comparison to the rest of the mouse, but if we ignore that, it's almost perfect. The remaining quality standards are very high with this mouse. There's no rattle, squeak or mushiness to the buttons, so overall it's a very nice feeling mouse that is just great. But what is somewhat regrettable, annoying or upsetting I guess, is the availability of this mouse. I have only found a seller on eBay to purchase this. I'm not sure if there's an official store in other countries outside of Korea, so it might not be widely available to everyone around the world. But I wish it was. This is the wireless Kone that Roccat should have made, but instead a minor Korean brand has done a better job. This mouse cost me around about $85 as well, with free shipping, which for a decent quality wireless mouse with a great shape and sensor is really good. I'd honestly highly recommend getting this product, especially if you want a wireless Kone Pure Ultra or just a smaller sized ergonomic mouse. Now let's talk about gaming chairs. I sat at one, I reviewed it, so watch it and enjoy it.